Hey, hi there. Welcome back to another BobBlast. Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and this one is, well, you can tell I'm outside in my studio. I want to show you what I'm working on, but this is the end of the decade. It's the end of the year, and this is the time I go into my studio and go, oh my gosh, it's a mess. But you know, I thought it would be great to show you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm going to be starting my new year. Let's go into my studio. I'll see you inside. So the door is closed. I'm in my happy place, my studio. Follow me around while I give you a brief, very brief tour of what I'm working on and how I work in this working studio. It's really a working studio. So I have my walls that I put my work up that I can look at them. I have my tables here and my workspace, but mostly it starts off right here at the very beginning. I do all my writing, my purpose, why am I doing this painting? I do a lot of writing in here. Nice lighting, it's quiet, no one's around. So I do all my writing about what this BobBlast is all about and all of those kinds of things. Of course, my books of influence are here. I'm also doing reviews right now. As you can see right now, I'm doing a review on some of the Cheap Joe brushes, which I just ordered, and so I love them, and stay tuned. I'm going to be doing them a little bit later on. So these are the tables that I spread out all my work, but let me show you what I'm working on right now. So it's the new year, and I want to start new work. Don't we all? Put on my apron. Feel like Mr. Rogers here, putting on my sweater. So yeah, I do put on an apron, believe it or not. So this is the place where I begin my work. You can see these are my 11 inches by 11 inches images that I'm working on, new abstracts and collages, which is what I'm going to be teaching this year. Stay tuned, you're going to see me doing this all over the United States. Abstracts and collages. So this is my workspace. You can see here, I have my tools, large brushes, always large brushes. I have my color wheel. I have my pieces that I'm working on. I have my Holland acrylic paints, lots of buckets of water, big brushes, big brushes. I love these new drawing tools. These are acrylic refillable markers, Holland markers, sponge tips. It's fantastic for drawing, okay? Speaking of drawing, I have my water-soluble pencils all set to do this so I can draw into my paintings. I have my large brushes, that's very important. And over here is my table. Yay, my collage table. Look at all this wonderful paper I have. Wonderful things for me to play with. Certainly not organized in patterns. I put it all here. This is my cutting area. These are my pencils. I do use scissors every once in a while. I make my own patterns. I make my own collages and Xerox them. Different sizes, see, different sizes. And of course, the National Geographics, where I put on some of that citrus oil and create my own patterns. I love that stuff. You've seen me do that before. Over here is the beginning of all of this. So my new series, the images are going to be 11 inches by 11 inches, but I'm going to be doing these on paper. So the paper basically is a 22 by 30 inches of watercolor paper. I get 2 of them. 2 paintings on each piece of paper. These are the dimensions. I have a template. This is my template. So it's 15 inches by 15 inches and 2 inches borders. This is what you see behind me. So these are my pieces that I'm working on all the time, but I put them up while I'm working on them so I can see them. Here's the beginning. I take a full sheet, watercolor paper, tape it down. There's my template. I got 2 paintings rather out of 1 sheet, sorry. But I always put them on a backboard. So I carry my paintings around like almost like a pizza pan. So that way I keep them all together. Everything stays together. okay? And it's much easier for me to transport them all over the place in my studio while I'm working on them. But you'll notice I have tape. I put tape down to create a border, just like that. I've got white artist tape, just like that. And some more down here, back, there you go. And down here. Now I'm ready to go do the painting. So when I do the painting, bring it over here to my workspace. Look at this workspace. When I take the tape off, I can't throw it away. I can't throw it away. It's just like too cool, almost like a piece of organic sculpture. But this is the table that I work on. Nice lighting, it's flat, my paints are out. This is my painting surface. I don't use those little trays. I put all my paints on top of this white butcher black paper, right? And so I do all my mixing here. Large brushes. Large brushes. And here are my pieces. And I do my work here, and big buckets of water all over the place. I'm right-handed, I'm gonna put all that stuff on the right side, right? And now, you can see I'm working on all of these at the same time. This is the beginning of a new year. I always like to start new work, and this new work is all about abstract painting and collage. And you're gonna see a lot of that this year, and especially in my workshops. Hey, I can't wait to see you in all those places, and thanks for watching, and Happy New Year. Hey painters, have you ever felt like you just needed to give yourself some time out and just go away and paint just for you? Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and let me tell you about one of my most favorite places to go and paint in Mexico. I was writing it all down in my journal, and I was reading it back to myself, and I said, you know, this really reads pretty well. I'd much rather read it to you as opposed to trying to remember. But this is all about me going down and doing a painting workshop for two, count them, 2 one-weekers back-to-back in one of my most favorite places, 10 miles south of Puerto Vallarta, in our own casa, filled full of a bunch of artists, and the ocean is right there. Let me read you this script that I wrote. It's better than me trying to remember it, okay? Painting in this charming open-air casa studio, overlooking the authentic fishing village 10 miles south of Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Imagine every day creating in the art studio right on the Pacific coast of Mexico. Ah, that ocean breeze is wonderful, right? Welcome to one of my most favorite times in Latin America, Casa de los Artistas. Come and paint with me, beginners and experienced. Abstract acrylic painting and collage workshops, 2 1 weeks. Boy, does this ever sound like an advertisement, right? Refresh your creative spirit. Immerse yourself in the Mexican culture while you stay and paint on the top floor of this casa and studio. We'll be painting a lot. This painting workshop emphasizes loose, expressive abstract techniques, creative tearing collage pieces, and paint splashing at the Casa's magnificent open-air studio with sweeping views. Boy, do we ever have sweeping views of the ocean and quaint village of Boca de Tamalan. This is my paintcation for me. I hope it's also a paintcation for you. Give yourself some time out and reserve your space now. I'll see you down there in Mexico. Hey, thanks for watching. Hi there, painters. Hey, have you ever wanted to meet Van Gogh and Vermeer? I do. Hey, I'm Bob Burridge, and welcome to my Holland riverboat cruise. I'm going to Holland. I cannot believe to do a workshop on a riverboat cruise. 9 days of a bliss and imagination, and accommodations are spectacular. You know, I did this one in Paris, all the way up to Normandy and coming right back down again. I didn't think I was going to like it. It was spectacular. I said, let's do this again, especially the accommodation. The crew took care of us. The accommodations, the luxury, were just so well taken care of. The foods, as you can well imagine, the excursions, the entertainment. There's a lot going on those riverboat cruises, but look where we get to go. We get to go to Van Gogh Museums, Vermeer. We get to see all that history, incredible excursions through those castles, and we get to paint every day. And the meals, we actually hurry back to the lunches on the cruise ship. It's a small riverboat cruise, just for the meals. Let me tell you, they take care of us. One of my favorite things, I'm looking forward to it, riverboat cruises. That's where it's all happening. Small accommodations, educational especially. So you're gonna see a lot of museums, a lot of castles, and do a lot of painting time with me. I hope to see you there.